Let me tell you a story. When I was about 15, 16, around that age, I was in a Sunday school class and we had gotten a new teacher. He had come in. His name is David, a really cool guy, super inspirational. I've always kind of looked up to him. And he came in and he said this one thing. He said, there's only two things I like to talk about. It's the gospel and money. And he said, if you guys listen closely, not only am I going to teach you about the gospel, but I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about money. And that wisdom has stuck with me. It's become my goal. It's been my dream and become the pleasure to envision throughout my whole entire life since that point. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you about the two things I love talking about the most. That is the gospel and money. And in this video, I'm going to tell you every single thing you need to know about money. Now, of course, there's a lot of things that I could talk about. There's things about investing tricks. There's things about how to save your money properly, how to spend your money properly, how to do all these different things, how to make money, right? But really what we need to get into is what we really all want, and that is how to become financially free. Now, by no means, this is not like you're not living like a king, right? You're not living in some mansion, some glass house up in the mountains overlooking the whole entire city. You aren't getting anything quite like that. Maybe if you take this far enough, you definitely can. But this is kind of just the basics, right? He said there are two things you need to do. He said write a book and buy a duplex. Automatically, you're going to think like, oh, okay, interesting, very interesting. I'm sure that's not going to make me what I need though, right? That's not necessarily the point. And I think before I get on to anything else, I want to let you guys know, I don't know everything about money, but I've been pretty blessed to have a lot of influences. Like my dad was a Rich Dad, Poor Dad mentor. Which is a book written by Robert Kiyosaki. I've had a lot of these really influential people around me my whole entire life, and I've been able to kind of collect a little bit of knowledge. But the idea of writing a book and buying a duplex, though it may be a humble life, and though it's not technically retirement, but it will provide freedom. Freedom to go buy a Bugatti? No, not necessarily. Freedom to go buy a super nice Ferrari? No, not necessarily, but this is much more simple. Those riches can be accumulated after doing these things. So the idea behind writing a book and buying a duplex, right? Those are two very simple ways to generate passive income. There's a lot of things about writing a book that you probably want to study up and learn about when it comes to marketing and things like that, just getting it out into the public. I definitely think that that's a very smart way, but I really want to emphasize the duplex part of things. Now, what's interesting about duplexes is it's not like you're buying a house to live in and you're not buying some super nice place that is permanent. You're buying a property to rent out to other individuals, maybe even yourself. So what you do, say you buy a fourplex, right? That's my goal. You live in one side and then you rent out to the other 3 units, right? Now what's happening is these people are not only paying on the property, but they're paying on the mortgage. You essentially can live there rent-free. Of course, there are some things like you might have to do a lot of cleanups. You might have to evict them. You might have to do a couple things that are uncomfortable. But what is life if if it's all comfortable, if it's all cozy? You don't ever gain anything and you don't really ever learn anything, right? Now, why did he mention buying a duplex as the number one thing? And I think that's a very interesting question that I think we should all ponder. Why would that be? No, of course, like I said, it's not making you tons and tons of money. It's paying on the mortgage for you, and it's giving you a place to live for free, which is allowing you to save a little bit more money, maybe make more investments. But on top of that, it's actually allowing you to work on your dreams. So for me, why this is a plausible thing is because I could buy a duplex, fully focus on my YouTube and other business ventures that would connect to my channel, right? And then allowing that time to also be a coach to those people, right? So these are a couple of my ideas of how I can then utilize this financial freedom, in a sense, to then elevate and build upon my dreams and goals. Now, I don't really know if any of this is making any sense. I don't have like a script or anything like that, but these are just very simple points that I think you guys can apply into your own lives. The way the world tells you that you can become financially independent and free is completely wrong. This is what they tell you. They tell you, save all of your money, okay? Save all of your money, every single cent. You know, have that little jar, your swear jar, for every time you swear or every time you're angry, right? And just collect these little coins, little by little, things like that, you know? Start putting your money into a 401k plan, right? Start investing your money into the stock market. I mean, yeah, that could be smart. And then also the 401k plan. You can invest all of your money. Yeah, sure. That's an awesome idea. Absolutely awesome. Assuming the dollar doesn't crash or something, which it's looking like it could, right? Assuming that your 401k plan means anything in the next 30 to 40 years or so, if it does work, oh, blessings. Blessings be on high. I get to retire 1 year earlier than a guy working on a ship cannery in the Alaskan Sea. You know what I'm saying? And all when you're at the age when you're just a little bit too old to experience anything quite the same. Now you're experiencing a little bit early stages of dementia. Your joints don't quite work the same. And you can't quite live life the way that you would have planned now that you are financially free. The greatest prison is a prison in which the person has no idea they are being imprisoned. If you live life the way that everybody's telling you to, you know, if you live life and you save all your money, put it all away into a 401k plan, you put it all away and never look at it, you know, until you're at the ripe old age of 65 or whatever, right? You've wasted all of your life. You are literally living no different of a life than the Truman Show or the Matrix, right? Which is why I'm going to go back to the very first point, right? The two things you need to do is write a book and buy a duplex. How do you expand on those things? You buy more doors, right? You buy another duplex, you buy another fourplex. Maybe eventually you sell the property, you take the equity and you buy yourself another apartment, right? So there's different ways that you can expand upon that. You could keep writing more books, say if that works. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to be more free. So you save all of your money, you've got your duplex, your fourplex, your apartment complex, you've written your book about whatever it is, everybody has something to offer. And rather than investing in a 401k plan and things like that, you put your money away into things like precious metals like silver and gold. Because the idea of silver and gold is that the price is never going to go down like the stock market. It is going to continue to go up. But that precious metal is what's going to be worth it. Do you know the power that gold and silver has on the banking system? Anyways, my thoughts, the whole lesson I was trying to prepare came out a lot more messy and just all over the place than I even planned for or even hoped for. So I hope you guys are able to get something of value out of this. The lesson is, this video is very simple. The explanation to living a very simple and free life is simple. And honestly, it's not enough in some senses, but it's going to do enough to get your foot off the ground. It's going to allow you to do what you need to do. Because did God plan for you just to work in a cubicle all your life? Or did he want you to go and achieve your goals and your dreams? But financial freedom is the first step, and realistically, it only takes a year. 1 year, you've got $30,000. You use your FHA loan if you have it still, and you get your first property. That's just the first step to freedom. But it allows you to do everything you need to do to become more free. And retirement suddenly, rather than it becoming a 30 to 40 year vision, right? Your retirement could come in, say, 10 years. Realistically, retirement could come in 10 years. Anyways, I'm going off on a whole lot of things. Anyways, this video is a mess. There's so much information out there. And honestly, it wasn't very well constructed, so I apologize for that, but I hope you guys are able to find something of value. Take what I've said and apply it the best way that you possibly can. And I will see you guys in the next video.